Sometimes that which starts out bitter in our lives with the expansion of time proves to be valuable. Take, for instance, when I had my surgery during Karate Kid 3. I wouldn't wish that on anyone, but with the expansion of time, that has proven to be one of the most important times of my life, what I learned from it. And getting divorced, when I was divorced, I looked at it as most people do, as an incredible failure, and a lot of other stuff. But had I known that with the expansion of time, it was going to open me up to eventually meet my wife, Michelle, I wonder if I would have subjected myself to a lot of the stuff that I did. I'm not talking about when something bad happens that we don't use that as the impetus to look inward and see where we're not operating and behaving the way that we really want to, that's consistent with who we are. But
Yeah.
if you can if you can kind of take the middle path when something happens that's um, perceived as negative, and just stay in the present. Um, Everything, to the best of my knowledge, in the universe really does have some kind of a silver lining. If you don't hide under the umbrella of victimhood.
Yeah, and in the heat of a relationship, especially if we aren't so quick to respond or lash back out,
Yep.
if we can actually take the time and internalize and say, what is my role in
Yep.
whatever's going on?
Hmm.
And maybe there's blame, and maybe there's blame on both sides, but maybe we
Sure.
need to figure out what's my contribution to what has happened here, which kind of leads me to this because I've done some writing. Whenever I write a blog article or something like that, I get far more out of writing it than people do out of reading it.
Mm.
And I wanted to know, you're writing these books, and of course, these books all came out in successive order.
Mm.
What were some of the surprising things that you learned in the writing process of these things? Because now, essentially, you're on the record. Now you are the authority behind the book. What was something that you learned out of writing it, any of them, that caught you by surprise?
It's not so much that I was caught by surprise. It reinforced in like big bold neon letters that you know I have to live my life in accordance with the books that I'm writing. I know what it's like to have felt like a fraud at a point in my life, and I will not feel like that again. And because of that, writing these books, like you said, having it on record, it keeps me accountable. And I like that. I realize that I have a responsibility, not just to myself, but to the people that are reading these books, because, the reason people read these books is on some level, um, they see something in me that they want to have, and they know, a lot of them know about my journey and the challenges and that I've overcome them, and they want to learn how I did it. If I'm writing these books and not living my life in accordance with their principles, philosophy, and strategies, um, God, I would feel terrible. I really would. It would be just embarrassing to me. So it keeps me doing what I need to do. And um, it really reaffirmed a lot of things. It's not that I have surprises. It really just reaffirmed that what I was writing, that there's validity in it, and that it does work if you put it into action. And I always say there's amazing, brilliant information in my books, which I know sounds arrogant, but it's not my information. It's all of ours. This is universal information that lives within us.